What's up, guys, and welcome to Heart in the Paint, where in this episode we open up my soapbox on the topic of the Black Panther production. Let's get into it. Welcome, true believers, to Heart in the Paint podcast. If you are new to this channel, if you love Marvel, DC, comics, TV, film, everything that goes into all those topics I just said, please hit that subscribe button. Or if you are listening to us on the Anchor app, hit that favorite button. At any time that you love the content that you're doing, hit that thumbs up and hit that like button. Thank you so much for listening, and let's get on into this new episode. Okay, guys, before we get into this content, let's hear a word from our sponsors. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Heart in the Paint. I am your host, as always, Justin. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for always, guys, tuning in and being consistent and sharing and liking and commenting and all that kind of stuff. I'm a little bit behind of uploading the videos to YouTube, so, guys, thank you so much for your patience. For all those that are on the YouTube community, thank you so much. That comments and sharing and liking, all that kind of stuff helps. So I'm gonna be talking about a topic this morning, and it's pretty much what I've kind of been seeing in the Marvel community, as well as like the fans and all that kind of stuff. And I just wanted to open this up and see pretty much what you guys think, what your feedback is now. Since the Oscars, I really believe, I think it was 3 or 4. I don't know why I can never remember those numbers, but 3 or 4, I think it was 3. Yes, 3 Oscars that the Black Panther production took away, which a lot of people were saying, well, Ryan Coogler should have really won Best Director and everything. I get it, but he was in a company of a lot of great directors this year, and also people were like offended that Infinity War didn't win any kind of awards or any type of nomination. But I thought it was like I thought there was a nomination that was off camera, that the Avengers did win for best cinematic, best CG sequences in a film. So I might be wrong with that. But I know there was an award that was won or nominated, something like that. But anyways, on the topic at hand. So this is what I want to start. I really want to hear what you guys think about this. But so in the fan community, a lot of the things that are trending right now is just how much people are not understanding how Black Panther got to where, basically they got to where they what they accomplished. And they don't understand how they got there, due to the fact that they were claiming that the movie wasn't really that good. Now, let's first attack this topic. Attack this section of the topic. We understand, as a Marvel fan for all my life, comics and everything, I love Black Panther. He's one of my favorites, and it was actually Stan Lee's one of his favorites, because it was a very different character from a different domain in that sense. And now and I love Ryan Coogler. I love Ryan Coogler ever since he started his career. I've been following with everything that he's done, everything he's touched. And being a Marvel fan, and this was, I was understanding, I actually made a post about this on social media yesterday. I understand on both sides of the coin the hype that was behind this movie. I understand the cultural effect of this movie, and it was beautiful to see. It was very beautiful to see from that standpoint. And on the side of being a Marvel fan, I understood all the arguments, all the heat, all the trending arguments and discussions that were being made, and I don't really know where it came from. I think because of the Oscars and because they won, all the fans started saying, well, you know what, this movie was not that good. I don't understand. And honestly, somebody hit me up on social media and actually said this exact same thing I don't understand how this movie got this much hype. Honestly, it was a exposure kind of thing. All the people that are really talking or approaching, or I'm not going to say responding, but reacting to this type of information is totally missing the point. They're totally missing a point in a lack of exposure, or only one very slim perception of all what everything, how beautiful this actually is for the actual Marvel community. So they get caught up with, oh, the movie was not that good, the script was not that good, yada yada yada, but they totally they totally miss what they actually should be seeing. Okay, and this got me just really annoyed, because it was just a bunch of Marvel fans looking like Star Wars fans. Sorry, I actually have to say that, because Star Wars fans are very different nowadays. They are brutal. They are very brutal. And even though that you guys are listening to Heart in the Paint, and you are kind of new to the MCU, or maybe you are an MCU fan and really not that much into the comic community, but let me tell you a little bit about the comic community. We're like a family. We don't really need to know you. We'll just accept you, and it's a very, very cool thing to see. But guys, seeing this and this type of reaction, and I'm in a whole bunch of Facebook groups and communities of the comic community and the Marvel and DC and all that kind of stuff. It's very foolish. It's very, very foolish to think and to overlook the greatness that came out of this, and really setting the bar and plowing the way for not only African American community and leaders in these industries, as the designers, as the cinematographers, as the videographers, as the editors and directors and writers and all that kind of stuff. This is beautiful, but not only that, but also for the comic book community, the comic movies, if you want to say. Because now, this type of caliber movie that is this superhero movie, and nobody really takes seriously. I mean, let's look 10 years. Let's wind the clocks back 10 years ago. Nobody would take these movies seriously, even to a point of being on this caliber of the Oscars, of this type of attention, of this much money being made. This much money being made, this much hype, this much all this. Yes, the hype was a little bit too much. The hype did not measure up to what the movie actually was. But just because I'm saying that doesn't mean that it was a bad movie. I think that one of the worst movies ever done in the MCU was Thor 2, and everybody that is a real Marvel fan, I have to say that, will know that that's absolutely correct. It's almost as bad as the Incredible Hulk. I mean, they're right there, neck and neck. It was just a really poor film. Like, it didn't hold anything. But Black Panther is not all the way down there. It's still, the CG was very, very well done, and the fact that this movie captured 100%, if not more than that, the cultural perspectives and the DNA and the texture of all the culture influence was spot on. And understanding from the Marvel community, I'm not being a conservative, or I'm not being on the fence, a fence kind of person on taking both sides, but understanding you guys, the hardcore Marvel fans that are listening to me, and the faithful ones that might be in those groups of like just hating on what has happened with this Black Panther awards and everything, and you're saying, well, it should have been Infinity War. Okay, we get it. But also, let's understand that Black Panther, when its solo film came out, we have already given an orientation of Black Panther in Civil War, which none of those fans were around at that time. When Black Panther came out, everybody came around, and it was the African American community, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's getting bent out of shape about it. There's nothing wrong with it. And even my wife was even saying, who is African American, she doesn't feel any type of way about it, and that's awesome. But there are people out there that are getting offended because of the Marvel, well, I would not say the Marvel community, but this very, very small bit of the group within inside a group, or a community within inside the community, is just starting this foolishness. So I wanted to drop my 2 cents on that, guys, and really let me know what you guys think about all this. I really think that it has to be honored. The Black Panther production has to be honored. It has to be seen for what it was, in something that has made history for not only cinema, but is one of the top grossing superhero films of all times. And that's even up to Christopher Nolan's Batman, which he still did. Nobody can really come close to Christopher Nolan's Batman, with all the characters, all the solid characters. But again, we're moving into an age, guys, that, they're putting a lot of quality, a lot of depth in these films, and it's not just, wham bam action here, you get to see your superhero. No, this is actually real characters that they're putting into, real people into these characters and bringing them depths. That's what you need to see. The Oscars were literally saying, look, we are coming, and we are taking over. And don't be like a James Cameron. I have to say it. Don't be like a James Cameron and just hate on everything just because he can't make any good movies anymore. Okay, don't hate on that. Don't become those people that are just not adapting to the change. And everybody, yes, fears change. We know this. That's an old saying, but come on, let's adapt. Let's adapt. All right, guys, I want to hear what you guys think. Now, here are some of my predictions going into Black Panther. Oh, Black Panther. Black Panther 2. All right. All right, so let's talk about my theories and predictions going into Black Panther 2, as well as in Phase 4 of Marvel, which we are going to get that presentation, a panel of Marvel's new Phase 4 going into, which we are going to get after Avengers Endgame. Now, we already know that we are 2 years behind of what originally Marvel does on that panel discussion, releasing all their productions and letting you know all the things that they're going to be working on, which we know already a handful. But if you guys have heard the past couple episodes here at Heart in the Paint, knows that I'm not going to be dabbling into leaks that much of Avengers Endgame. Now, that's kind of very rare for me, but actually with this one, it's something very special here at Heart in the Paint, which I don't want to be releasing any type of leaks here. So I'm going to be talking about my predictions, my theories of going into Black Panther 2, okay? Now, I've said this already. There are some people that don't really agree with me, and that's totally fine. That's how these kind of things go. 1 minute I'm so behind something, and then the next minute it's nothing true. So, or does it come true, should I say? But here are some of my theories going in. So we know that with Avengers Endgame really closes up everything, all the loose ends. Kevin Feige said, and the Russo brothers said that Endgame really comes and does a culmination of all the 10 years, all the things that they have been building up to. But one of these very, very tiny, small loose ends is Namor. And Namor, the Submariner. And now there's so many people saying there's no way that they're going to throw this character in, which I think they can. I'm not talking about a full-on introduction of the Submariner. I'm not talking about that, but I am talking about some kind of like maybe a lower scale introduction like they did with Black Panther, or some other characters, but Black Panther in Civil War was done by the Russo brothers, and was really just, he did give it introduction, and he was thrown in there, which was a very, very well done introduction, as well as Spider-Man. But again, we know Spider-Man, but a lot of people don't know Namor. We didn't really have a Namor movie, and there'd be a lot of people in the MCU community that doesn't know who Namor really is. So this is one of the biggest loose ends that hasn't been finished yet, because it's located in a scene in Iron Man 2 where Tony and Nick Fury is in this scene, and in the back there is a map where it locates Wakanda, which has already been cleared up. Lucen is already filled, and also a location in the sea, which is the location of the Submariner, Neymar. So this is a thing that's going to be very, very interesting. I do see this happening. Now, I'm not saying, again, a huge introduction where he's a part of the poster and everything, just like Red Skull was never a part of the poster, but he's in there. I think it's going to be something like that, or if not, a mention to really set up Black Panther 2. Now, I'm not saying a Black Panther 2 or a Black Panther post-credit scene, but there is going to be some kind of setting up, because I think in Black Panther 2, it will be something where it's going to be a setup of going in to Neymar and Black Panther kind of going against each other, okay? Going against each other, and really having Black Panther, if they go this direction, I really do, of the King of the Dead. Black Panther, T'Challa going into the King of the Dead. And I think that'd be a really, really cool direction going into as well, bringing in, using those nuances to filter in through the Fantastic Four and then coming into the Illuminati. All right, guys, so that's it. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to hear me rant. As always, guys, we are still doing those giveaways. The Oh Snap Thanos shirt, for all you have to do is be a subscriber to our podcast outlets. Any of those. We're on Apple, Google, Spotify, all the major podcast outlets. Subscribe to us, and then hit us up on our social media on Facebook or Instagram, and just kind of DM us and just say, hey, I'm a subscriber, so you can be entered to win that Oh Snap Thanos shirt, as well as Avengers in-game movie tickets. To enter to win those, you have to be a YouTube subscriber. So head on over to our YouTube at Heart in the Paint Podcast, subscribe, hit that notification bell, like one of our videos, and comment on them, okay, to enter to win those. So good luck, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm super pumped that we're getting closer and closer to Captain Marvel, Avengers Endgame, and of course the most important one, our audio series of Oblivion, which is we are marketing right now. At the end of every episode, we are putting those commercials out. So be pumped for that, guys, okay? Super excited. Really excited. The writing is amazing. I can't wait to share that with you guys. So again, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy days to hear me rant. As always, I'm Justin with Heart in the Paint Podcast. Stay awesome and stay blessed, guys. Darkseid has found his last variable of the anti-life equation, but it's not what he thought it would be. He discovered that it's a person he needs, but this person doesn't exist in this universe. In this journey, he and many other heroes and villains alike will discover and unlock universal secrets that have been hidden for so long, and these secrets will bridge the gap between two universes. This is the Edge of Oblivion, an audio and crossover fan event like you've never heard before. Marvel Universe, DC Universe, all in one story, coming April 19th, 2019.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.